You are very welcome to this, the Bitcoin Tarot podcast for the 27th of April 2018 with me, Cosmic Conroy. Last week, the cards said that there would be portents of growth to end the period of calm. And then immediately, the price of Bitcoin shot up by 20% before crashing back down half of that value only over the last 2 days. Is this what we mean by signs of growth, portents of growth? Do we mean not real growth? Fake, illusory growth? Perhaps, and that's why we've given ourselves a grade C for last week. Will next week bring more illusory growth, or will the current downtrend continue? As usual, we turn to the cards to find out. We'll do my usual 4-card spread, with 1 card representing the past, 1 card representing the current moment, and 1 card representing the future of Bitcoin, and following that with a final card to represent an overall meta state of the project. The sort of reason why. Our first card represents the past 7 days in Bitcoin, and that card is the 7 of Cups, Debauch. This card represents illusion and addiction, and I think it means that the last 7 days' growth were indeed illusory, that those were the signs that we might think were real growth and turned out not to be. So things are going well, where card reading is working properly. Our next card represents the current moment in Bitcoin, and that card is the Ace of Wands. Now, the aces are about beginnings, and wands are about ideas and inspiration, and so I think this card is indicating that the community is accepting the idea of growth. It is becoming bullish. After the debauchery, the community is becoming bullish and it is seeing portents and signs of growth. But where will that lead? We'll turn to our next card to find out. Our third card represents the next 7 days in Bitcoin, and that card is the 10 of Wands, Oppression. It seems that our illusory growth and our illusory confidence will lead to nothing but oppression and depression and a drowning of our energy, the hard work and futility. The story is becoming clear, but why? Let's ask our final card. Our final card represents an overall meta state of the project, a sort of reason why the other 3 cards are the way they are. And that card is the 7 of Swords, Futility. There is nothing good about this card. It represents failure and ineptitude and depression. I think it's because we are in fact still in a bear market, and the reading becomes clear. This last week of debaucherous growth has led some to have ideas of new portents of money. But they will only be oppressed as a result of their belief. They will lose, the price will be oppressed, because we are in a bear market. And the signs of growth were futile and useless, and they will lead nowhere. That's the end of this week's reading. I'd like to do a longer one, perhaps more in depth, with questions about things other than price or looking at some altcoins, but I can't afford to spend a whole day off work doing it, so if you'd like to chip in and help me pay for that, here's the addresses to do so. We've got a Bitcoin address, of course. If you send money to the Bitcoin address and it wins the fundraising drive, we won't look at any alt currencies at all in the long show. Alternatively, and in the lead at the moment, Ethereum. If Ethereum wins, perhaps we'll do a side reading on proof of stake or some other Ethereum issue. Next up, Ethereum's little daughter currency, Ethereum Classic. They're coming up in second place, and if they are in the lead, we'll do a side reading on their little currency. Finally, if you support big blocks, you can support Bcash by sending money to this address. We're only 3% of the way towards our target, so it's all still to play for. And remember, if you can't pay, you can always like and share and upvote. So until next time, while you're avoiding the bull traps, may the Bitcoin bless you.